In the glittering world of fame, where every spotlight shines brightly and every move is captured by millions of eyes, it is easy to believe that the stars who live under this constant attention have everything they could ever want. Yet, behind the polished performances, the carefully styled appearances, and the carefully chosen words in interviews, there is often a very different story, one that fans rarely get to hear. This is the story of Jin from BTS, a man who, despite being adored by millions and celebrated as a global superstar, has admitted something that shocked many. He longs for the simplicity of a normal life. At first, the words may sound almost unbelievable. How could someone who has it all, fame, fortune, influence, and love from millions of fans across the globe, miss the life of an ordinary person? But when Jin opened up in a rare and heartfelt moment, fans realized that even the brightest stars carry the deepest shadows. Jin's life as part of BTS has been nothing short of extraordinary. From the moment he stepped on the stage during BTS's early days to the moment he stood before sold-out stadiums, filled with tens of thousands of ARMY chanting his name, his life has been a whirlwind of success. He has traveled across the world, met world leaders, collaborated with international stars, and become a face recognized everywhere. Yet through it all, Jin has silently carried a longing that he rarely expressed. The desire to be anonymous, the desire to walk down a street without being noticed, the desire to simply sit in a cafe without cameras clicking around him, the desire to live a life where he could just be Kim Seokjin, not worldwide handsome Jin. When Jin revealed in an interview that he sometimes misses his life before fame, many fans were struck with a bittersweet emotion. On one hand, they admired his honesty. On the other hand, their hearts ached because it reminded them that even idols, who seem larger than life, are still human beings with simple desires. Jin explained that sometimes he feels overwhelmed by the responsibilities that come with being a member of BTS. Every smile, every gesture, every word he says in public is analyzed and judged. In the eyes of millions, he is expected to be flawless, charming, and strong. But what happens when he is tired? What happens when he feels sad, lonely, or vulnerable? Those moments, he confessed, are the ones where he yearns most for the simplicity of his old life. Imagine being Jin, waking up each morning knowing that from the moment you step outside, the world is watching you. Imagine not being able to take a quiet walk in the park, or enjoy a spontaneous trip to a restaurant, or even have an unguarded conversation with a stranger without the risk of being recorded or misinterpreted. Fame, while dazzling on the outside, can also feel like a cage, trapping someone in a world where they are always performing, always watched, always expected to shine. For Jin, the weight of this reality has sometimes been heavy, and his honest admission of missing normal life was his way of showing fans that behind the perfect image lies a human being with real emotions. The beauty of Jin's confession is that it made him even more relatable to fans. In a way, his honesty brought him closer to ARMY than any performance ever could. When he said that he missed the days before he was famous, fans did not feel betrayed or hurt. Instead, they understood. They realized that the boy who once dreamed of becoming a star had achieved everything he wanted, but in the process, had lost something priceless, the freedom of anonymity. Jin spoke about missing the ordinary days when he could simply be with friends without worrying about paparazzi, or when he could enjoy quiet family dinners without interruptions. He admitted that the noise of fame sometimes drowns out the peaceful silence that most people take for granted. And while he is grateful beyond words for the opportunities and the love he has received, he cannot deny that his heart occasionally aches for those simpler times. Some fans began reflecting on their own lives after hearing Jin's words. They realized that what they often consider boring or mundane, like walking to school, going grocery shopping, or hanging out with friends in a small cafe, are the very things that Jin now misses. It served as a powerful reminder that sometimes the most ordinary moments are the most precious. ARMY responded with overwhelming love and support. Instead of criticizing Jin for his honesty, fans flooded social media with messages reminding him that he does not need to always be perfect, that he is allowed to feel human, and that they love him not just for being worldwide handsome Jin, but for being Kim Seokjin, the person who can laugh, cry, and even feel tired of fame. Many fans even admitted that his confession made them love him more because it showed his vulnerability and sincerity. Behind the stage lights and roaring crowds, There is a man who sometimes wishes for silence, who longs for the gentle comfort of being unknown, and who carries the bittersweet truth that fame is both a blessing and a burden. Jin's story highlights the paradox of fame. On one hand, it gives artists the platform to live their dreams, inspire millions, and achieve things they never imagined. On the other hand, it strips them of privacy, takes away their ability to live unnoticed, and often places unrealistic expectations on their shoulders. For Jin, this paradox has been a journey of learning to balance gratitude for his success with the natural longing for a simpler life. It is not that he regrets becoming a part of BTS. On the contrary, he has repeatedly expressed that BTS and ARMY are the greatest gifts of his life. But his honesty in admitting that he misses being normal reminds us all that even idols sometimes crave the things we take for granted. His words sparked countless discussions online. Fans debated whether idols should be allowed more freedom, whether the entertainment industry puts too much pressure on them, and how society can support them better. Some even reflected on their own relationship with celebrities, questioning whether fans sometimes demand too much without realizing the toll it takes on the people they admire. What made Jin's confession even more touching was the way he expressed it. Not with bitterness, but with gentle honesty. He did not complain or lash out. Instead, he shared it in a quiet, heartfelt tone that showed his gratitude for ARMY while still revealing the truth about his heart. It was a reminder that sometimes, the strongest people are the ones who admit their vulnerability. As ARMY continues to support Jin, his words serve as a lasting lesson about fame, humanity, and the importance of cherishing the small moments in life. Perhaps his longing for normalcy will inspire fans to appreciate the little things they often overlook. Perhaps it will remind them to live more fully in the present, to cherish their own ordinary days, because those are the very things that even global superstars can miss. And perhaps, in knowing that Jin longs for normal life, fans will see him not just as a star, but as a person, a son, a friend, a man who has feelings just like anyone else. In the end, Jin's story is not one of sadness, but of truth. It is the truth that even the most celebrated lives come with sacrifices, that behind every smile there may be hidden struggles, and that the people we put on pedestals are still human beings who long for love, freedom, and peace. As he continues his journey with BTS, and as he continues to shine on stage, fans will carry his words in their hearts. That sometimes, what we dream of having is not always what we need to feel whole. And maybe, just maybe, Jin's confession will help the world see idols not as untouchable figures, but as people who deserve understanding, compassion, and the chance to be human.